Hello, everyone. I'm Brad Peterson. I am Senior Vice President with our music industry team with Regions Music Row. I'm here today with Tim Wipperman, longtime friend. I'm so grateful that he was able to do this with us. So, Tim, I know it, but give everyone your official title.
I'm president of Anthem Entertainment Music Publishing Divisions.
So, Tim, a lot of people watching probably know some of your background. Your reputation precedes you.
That may be a problem.
It could be. I know you like to say this about you, and you've heard me say it before, but you've probably forgotten more about music publishing than most of us will ever know. But tell us, how did you get here? How did you end up doing what you're doing now?
I always wanted to do music. I love music. I mean, that was just in my heart, and it's something I wanted to do from when I was a kid. So came here, and luckily, a friend of mine named David Conrad was working for Chet Atkins at the time. And I went to Chet and I said, look, I'll work for you for free. I just want to learn the business. Will you let me do that? Chet said, sure, come on in. So 3 or 4 weeks later, he had fired the guy that ran his publishing company. And he came to David and I said, you boys know how to run a publishing company? We said, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did not know anything. We didn't know the first thing about it.
Yes.
The answer is always yes. And that's how it started.
I probably know how you might answer this question, or a couple different ways that you might answer it, but I'm curious, to even the people that are in the industry, what's a really interesting part of your job that most people might not realize you do?
Therapist.
I knew you were going to say that. See, I did know that.
Well, look, our business is intrinsically a human creative endeavor. Creative people are creative people because they can wear their heart in their sleeves. They expose themselves to us emotionally through their songs or through whatever the creative endeavor is. So I think for me, I really do enjoy trying to create that environment that provides them the mechanism to be free to do what they do best. I want to take everything away from them other than the job of creating these great pieces of life that they show us musically.
Well, I think interesting, for similar reasons, that's why my career has been attached to the music business, is for the same reason. We want artists and songwriters to do what they do, which is create. And then they really need I'll call it the business infrastructure around them, right? The people like you, the publishing, the record labels, the attorneys, the business managers, et cetera. And then there's a role for a bank too, to kind of provide that sort of safe place for them to do what they need to do financially. Let's talk about the last year. I mean, the last year
it's been interesting.
There's been definitely a lot of challenges for the music business, obviously in the touring space, live performances, live events, that sort of thing. But talk a little bit about how it's impacted the music publishing segment of the industry.
Well, there's two parts to that, I guess. A lot of our writers are also artists, so they have felt that area of their income evaporate. It's gone to zero. So then they're looking at us going, okay, how can you as a publisher help me survive, help my family survive? And there's a financial component to that. But also, now that they're not touring, they have all this time. And what am I going to, as an artist, what am I going to do with this time? Well, what we try to help them do is create music. From a business perspective, there have been obvious advantages and, or I don't know if the term is advantages, but benefits or detriments. Because the live world has evaporated, on the performing rights side, there is a general fund that all the restaurants and all the venues and clubs contribute to, which provides us with a lot of income for the songs that are played on radio and on television, that sort of thing. That's evaporated. So from the Performing Rights Society's side, that income is gone, and they've had to figure out how to make it up. The publishing business really has done well. Considering everything that's been going on, the publishing industry has thrived in this business. Now, by thrived, I meant we're not really hurting. It's basically flat from where it was, and in this environment that's okay.
Yeah, and I've been, my specific segment of our music industry group is music publishing. I've been as busy as I've ever been.
Yeah.
But what's also been really active is catalog sales,
Yes.
is songwriters and artists being willing to sell their catalog of copyrights of songs. And that's where we really get involved, is we provide capital to companies like yours to go acquire those catalogs.
We're what's called a non-correlated asset. So whatever the stock market does, that's the stock market. But we're an asset that doesn't flow with the stock market. It isn't in parallel to it. And in fact, if you look historically at music from a financial perspective, during difficult times in the U.S., the Great Depression, the '08 recession, the pandemic, music has thrived because people need an emotional outlet. And so from our perspective, that paradigm or that dynamic that occurs in times of difficulty is beneficial for us. The publishing business itself, in terms of catalog acquisition, the multiples have really gone up.
Well, I appreciate your views on that, because that's important for us.
I mean, we're all looking at this past year, and it's been, I mean, I'm putting a good spin on it, but it's been difficult for everybody, psychologically, emotionally, financially, all those things. But the fact is, once you start coming out of this, and hopefully we will soon, you don't ever go back to what you did before. It isn't cyclical in the sense that you're going to go back to that same exact point. And I think we have new tools now to give to our songwriters and new ways of creating music that will benefit us from years to come.
Well, of all those things that we kind of talked about in the last few minutes about the shifts and the changes and what's permanent and what will go back to what it was, what's one of those things that you're most excited about?
Truthfully, getting out to hear live music. I'm being really honest.
It's probably everyone's answer, right?
I think I just can't wait to be able to go back to concerts and to hear people play live and to have songwriters in the rounds. We're having a few of those, but
big Nashville thing.
Doing songwriter rounds. Going to hear my guys play. That's just has been such a part of us all our life that's the thing I think we really honestly miss. So I'm excited to get back to be able to listen to live music again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the next year, 2 years. But hopefully we're at least getting close to being able to do those things again and that sort of thing. Tim, thank you. I want to tell you thanks for doing this with me. We're so glad to be part of your group and being able to actually increase our relationship with your company over the last year. And that's been a great thing. It's been fun to be able to be part of that. So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
It's my pleasure. Yeah.
And hopefully I will see you out at a live show sometime soon. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.